If you're one of the people that's dealing with how do I get my vocals to stand out in the mix, my vocals sound a little bit too muffled, what am I doing wrong? I have a few tips that's gonna help you do just that. Plus, I got one more secret that I haven't even tried yet and I'm anxious to show you all. Let's get into it. Okay. You know how it goes, she feeling me low-key, so a man high-key hating. What's going on, world? It's Renegade El Rey. I've worked with the likes of Big Boy, Killer Mike, whole Dungeon family. I worked with T.I. before. The list goes on and on and on and on. Here to touch on a few tips that can make your vocals stand out in an extraordinary way. So what tools are we gonna use today, you ask? The essentials of every mix. Good compression, good EQ, a good sense of reverb, panning, volumes, stacks. All of these things can make your mix stand out from the rest. Now the record we're gonna use today is my own record. It's called OK, produced by Brilliant Mac. Let's begin. So I feel it's only right that we pick up where we left off, which was producing hip-hop vocals on the last video that I did with Wave. So if you know me, then you know I'm a stickler for stacking vocals. It helps bring body and presence, again, to your vocals. So on this hook here, I have 2 vocals for my main vocal. I know some of you are always scared and always skeptical, like, hey, I don't want it to sound like 2 people and all of that. But no, if you stack right, you can pretty much arrive at your vocals sounding like one take. Let me solo them for you. I'ma need cash for the walkthrough when these days might cost you a little bit more. Swear I don't need bread like I ought to. The other vocal is gonna give me a little bit more umph. I'ma need cash for the walkthrough when these days might cost you a little bit more. Swear I don't need bread like I ought to. Tell a hot pitch. See, when I mute it, you can hear it. It's just enough that the audio is there. It gives me presence again, but because I have my main vocal on top of it, so all you really get is the feel of the stack. I'ma need cash for the walkthrough when these days might cost you a little bit more. Swear I don't need bread like I ought to. Till I hop in, it's a carpool ride with a player, okay. Let's move on to the chants of the hook, right? I'ma need cash for the walkthrough when these days might cost you a little bit more. Swear I don't need bread like I ought to. Till I hop in, it's a carpool ride with a player, okay. If you look at the screen here, I'm gonna scroll down and show you all of the vocals that make up this hook. I felt like it was important to give this hook a lot of texture because the texture that you give a hook is what's gonna give you that energy that you hear, that energy that you feel, right? Let's solo the background vocals. I would play okay. That's about 12 to 16 different vocals that I have giving me the energy that I need for this record. First I have my guy Gen I. Okay. Then I'm gonna add my guy DeAndre. Okay, let's go. And then we're gonna add their stacks. Okay, let's go. All right. Then I'm gonna add my guy Johnny Apollo. Okay, let's go. So a lot of people might wonder, I see you stacked them. What exactly did you do to these vocals to make them pop? What exactly did you do to these vocals to control them? Here's one set of OKs by me. Okay. Like I would do with any group, I'm gonna separate the different textures and the different levels of importance by auxiliaries. So here's okay, main aux. Within this, everything is bussed to 27 and 28, and I have it going to an auxiliary, which the input of that auxiliary is 27 and 28. Everything within this group is what I'm gonna process first. I have 3 things that I always suggest people have: a good compressor, a good EQ, and possibly a good de-esser. My go-to is always gonna be our compressor. If you see here, I have my threshold set at about -8. That's gonna give me the nice squash of the vocals that I need. My ratio, I have about 5 dB to 1 dB. If I go to my EQ, I shine it up a little bit by coming up on the high end. The mid is what's gonna give me my presence. Okay. It seems to get a little bit muffled and muddy. If you are having issues with your mix and you're saying, what's going on? Why can't I hear my vocals shine? It's gonna lie within your high end and it's gonna lie also within your high mid. So if I add that high mid back into the vocal, Okay. It gets a little bit more legible. So now, as I add the other groups, which are also in other oxes as well, now we have this. Okay. So there again, when dealing with multiple vocals, I would always recommend that you break them up within auxiliaries. So if we look here, like I said, 2 things or 3 things that I always recommend is having a good compressor and a good EQ on things. There again, my go-to compressor. And then my next thing is good EQ. Here we have the F6 again. This time I've turned down the lower frequencies and I've kind of given myself a little boost of high and high mids. For me personally, I wouldn't recommend that you filter out all of the low frequencies because then that takes out the girth of your mix. Here, I've created a shelf and I've turned things down about 200 hertz. And as you can see on my gain, I went down about -9 dB. Let's get into what it sounds like with and without this EQ. See how it's kind of bland, it's kind of dull. It doesn't stand out, but when you add such, EQs and compressors, you can't go wrong. Now, I will say, even though we are compressing, make sure not to compress too much because that could take the life out of your recording. Let's move on. So, another thing that I spoke on earlier that I wanted to give you guys was making space. Making space within your production is always going to give the listener a sense of where are we? What should I be feeling like when I'm listening to this, when I'm playing this? So, it's important to do the same thing when you're dealing with vocals because now that sits your vocals either apart or within whatever realm it is that you're trying to create. We'll go to the verse part of the song now. I'ma do what I want to, I don't really give a what you think. I just came to maximize how I can capitalize and see how much I can stuff in this bank. That in itself, though it seems simple and it sounds simple, I have already created a sense of space for these vocals. I'm gonna mute the beat some for you. I'ma do what I want to, I don't really give a what you think. As soon as I hit stop, you can hear the tail end and the trail off of the reverb. This is my sense of space. So let's go to the reverb that I'm using, R-verb. Now, what I want to get into about R-verb or any other verb that you're using is creating your own sense of space. Now, there are always several different presets that you can use, right? And a lot of people I see, they choose the first preset they find and they just go with it. And that's cool, but why not make it your own? So here, if you look at my aux here, it's not the regular settings that you see. I've come down here on the EQ wise because I know for myself when it comes down to verb, I never like the undertones of the verb. When I say the lower on undertones, if you will. So me, I'm gonna always come here and filter out those a little bit or turn them down. And now, if I wanted to, I can increase the vibe of this verb by going to an EQ. So let's go back to the F6 EQ. Now listen as I change and play with different frequencies, you can hear things opening up. Much I can stuff in this bank. Don't try to give me advice if you ain't. Please don't try to tell me how if you can't. So this is called frequency sweeping. I always recommend to anybody when you're EQing and you're trying to find that particular color that you're looking for, go extreme. Why go extreme? Because when you go extreme, you can hear everything that you like and you hear everything that you don't like. Those things that you don't like, you can simply turn down. Much I can stuff in this bank. Don't try to give me advice if you ain't. Please don't try to tell me how if you can't. I ain't gotta say this shit. No, I don't play this shit. So don't come here trying to pull rank, little. So as I open it up, you see it starts to sound more and more like it's in a hallway or sense of space, more and more out of space. So now, for me, I wanted this to be a little bit cleaner, so I'm just gonna turn this down. Much I can stuff in this bank. Don't try to give me advice if you ain't. Please don't try to tell me how if you can't. I'm gonna go up on the high end. Much I can stuff in this bank. Don't try to give me advice if you ain't. Please don't try to tell me how if you can't. I ain't gotta say this shit. No, I don't play this shit. When it's said and done, mention me in your top 5. I'm there even when I'm not there like Wi-Fi. Can strong arm homie chick from them like Popeye. My diamonds been low key. It's almost as if it's night and day. Why? Because like I said, I'm giving you some high end that's gonna let the brain feel like it's floating a little bit. Moving on, when it comes to bouncing the final mix, one of the things that we always say is what? You don't wanna master it the exact same day, but we don't have that time right now. So I have a trick for you. Because I've been hearing about this Waze online mastering. I wanna test it out. Let's see what it really sounds like. Online mastering, they've been talking about this. So yeah, let's pull in the bounce that I just did with the same settings that you guys saw today. Go master. Processing. Preview the master. I see some options here, organic, elevated. depth, presence. There it is, that word that we've been talking about this whole video, right? Presence. So let's go with presence. I'm gonna go with presence and also a little bit of organic. Like Lil Jon with it. Okay. When it's said and done, mention me in your top 5. I'm there even when I'm not there, like Wi-Fi. Cause strong arm, homie, chick from him like Popeye. My diamonds been low-key doing the cha-cha. Can't that pasta pop out like voila. Need that bread, homes, yeah, that's my mantra. I'm overseas cause my chick ain't cheap. Long hair, no weave, big butt, no cha-cha, you feel me? Big. Okay, so now let's try the other two. So we got depth and elevated. Let's see how that sounds. Whatever, like I'm Lil Jon with it. Okay. When it's said and done, mention me in your top 5. I'm there even when I'm not there, like Wi-Fi. Cause strong arm, homie, chick from him like Popeye. My diamonds been low-key doing the cha-cha. Can't that pasta pop out like voila. Need that bread, homes, yeah, that's my mantra. I'm overseas cause let's play the other one, the original, the organic and presence. Let's play that one. Still I'm ready for whatever, like I'm Lil Jon with it. Okay. When it's said and done, mention me in your top 5. I'm there even when I'm not there, like Wi-Fi. Cause strong arm, homie, chick from him like Popeye. My diamonds been low-key doing the cha-cha. Can't that pasta pop out like voila. I think I like organic and presence. We're gonna go with that one. Let's download that one. And then we have our options here. You can download it as waves or MP3. Your bit depth, that is, of either 24-bit, 16. And then you also have your sample rate options. I think I like this. I think I'll be using this a little bit more. It's gonna give me a good step ahead of the competition, if you will. Let's download that. Now, to recap what we just went over, stacking your vocals to add color, giving your vocals a sense of presence, and then finally, giving your vocals a sense of space. These few tips, I am very, very confident, can help you out in all of those areas. This is Renegade El Rey, signing off. You know how it go, she feeling me low-key, so a man high-key hating. I be minding my business, just stacking my paper, still I'm ready for whatever, like I'm Lil Jon with it.